Hello everyone, I am at the Reef Aquarium shop in Indianapolis, Indiana. Kevin, the owner, has been closed for about almost 3-4 weeks. I don't know if you guys see it. Great store. This is right down the street from me, so when Kevin said to stop by to check it out, I thought it'd be a good idea to kind of see what they're doing. And they've been closed almost 2+ weeks, as you can see on the sign. Sorry, it's backwards. I'm actually watching myself. It keeps me in frame. So anyway, the idea of this whole thing is to figure out and get you guys to understand what somebody of a store side sees and how they've gone through the virus and how they've reacted. Obviously, Kevin closed down for a while, and in that time, he still continued to work, but he's inside. We're gonna go visit him and check out some of the upgrades he made. Since he's open 7 days a week, there's always people here, or he gets one night to do something. So now he can actually do some serious renovation here. And we're just gonna kind of take a sneak peek. He's gonna open up next week, I think. Sorry, you wouldn't think there's a shutdown with the amount of traffic here. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, we're gonna go check it out. He's made some major changes on the freshwater side. We'll also review what he did for the saltwater side, which is also some major things that he did there. But he's a great supporter of Cobalt. And for all you guys out there, I mean, obviously you got time to take care of your tanks. It's great that you support the independent local stores, because that's where everything, obviously, for me, is key. Gives you the ideas, inspiration, the products. And we also appreciate you guys helping Cobalt as well. So we're gonna go inside, check out our YouTube and our Instagram as well. We put a lot of cool things, and a lot of the trips I've taken throughout Asia and everywhere is also on the YouTube and Facebook. You just have to search for it. But let's go check it out, and I'm gonna show you what Kevin at the Reef has done, and let's get a perspective from him. Closed till May 1. All right, so as you can see, the lights are all off here. He's closed. He's all his staff. All his staff, everybody's gone. So we're kind of getting an idea of what's going on in here. And let's see if we can find him. Look at him. He's always hard at work. Good. Yeah, so, pretty incredible. So you've been closed how long?
April 3rd. We decided to shut it down to the public.
Is that just safety, or did you, because you can be open technically?
Yes, technically we are an essential business. When our governor expanded the stay put order to May, actually to April 20th, I have some staff that have elderly parents at home. I've got other staff that have underlying health issues. So from a company standpoint, I talked to Brandon, our GM, and I was like, I think we should just shut it all down. We should just shut the entire company down.
Wow,
and we'll keep it down for the whole month.
But that's a big deal. I mean, you're a small business, and to close down for that, first of all, you've never closed down for 2 weeks. When did the store start?
1965.
So I wasn't born, but anyway,
I was
2 years old.
First time in its history that I know of that it's been shut down for any length of time.
Wow.
You know, so we've been shut down now for 2 weeks. We got 2 more weeks to go.
Okay.
Just so everybody knows, we paid our staff fully for the entire, full-time and part-time.
Wow.
We wrote them a check. We wrote them a check for everything they worked up to that point, which was like a week's work, because we went to curbside.
So let's back it up a little bit. So first, you obviously shut down. Okay, go ahead.
When the order came down, we went to curbside delivery only.
Okay.
The service techs at that point, we started scaling back to what we considered essential services only, because some businesses were closing. So we do hospitals and the counties and stuff like that, so we were still doing those. And then when that started, I'm always wanted to find a silver lining. So I was like, cool, if we're going to shut down to the public and just do curbside, then we can redo our freshwater room.
Sure. So how long did you do curbside?
A week.
Just a week.
and it really wasn't worth it. And that's what helped me make
And was
the
it
decision.
worth it the exposure side, or is it more the financial side, or both?
Both. It wasn't
Okay.
worth exposing us. It wasn't worth the finances.
So your business dropped what, 75, 50%? What, just as a general number?
Well, right now, 100%.
100%, but prior curbside, let's say curbside.
Curbside, we dropped 90%.
Wow.
I think this. I mean, if you don't mind me talking dollar, I looked yesterday. We're at a $51,000 loss for the month.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, but it's a paper loss.
Right, of course.
The only overhead we have is our rent, our utilities, and our payroll, and maintaining our fish. Now, what's cool is, our quarantine manager, Chris, and the GM, Brandon, come in alternating days.
Okay.
So somebody's here for about 4 hours a day, 7 days a week, and all we're doing is animal husbandry.
Got it.
So these guys are actually, they're volunteering their time at this point.
Wow.
They've been technically paid for their time, but they get stay at home like the rest of the staff. But these guys, they live relatively close. They stepped up to the plate and said, hey, we got this. You got us. We got you. Don't worry about shit. So we just said, okay, well, let's redo the freshwater room. So we gutted it. We moved it all around and
So
floors and
all the exciting part, which we can get into. I want to hear more about, like, what did you experience? Obviously, getting fish is a problem. Getting supplies is a problem. Getting, obviously, your employees was a problem.
We fly up 90% of our livestock gets flown.
Right, saltwater fish,
Saltwater fish, freshwater fish,
corals.
corals. Blessing is, we got the warehouse and we've got fish in back inventory. But everything coming in from overseas is done. I mean, nobody's flying. Our largest supplier, importer, Emark, up in New York, they're down. And they sent out another email. We're not flying any stock because the airlines are too sporadic. And
They've shut down. Yeah, I was just going to say, because I can't travel.
It's a huge domino effect.
Right.
So, like on our dry goods supplies, a lot of them are saying, okay, well, we're not going to do a delivery unless now we've increased our minimum order twofold.
Oh, so they're actually expecting you to buy more in a crunch time.
Yes.
In order to survive. You're actually getting, well, it's similar to our business as well.
Yeah, because this is, you guys.
Yeah, our business dropped 60+% as well, and it's actually below that at this point.
Yep.
And we rely on you and other places to help us.
Yes.
And it's a tough go. So we're going through the same thing you are as a supplier, which distributors tighten the belt, and it gets difficult.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what we're basically going to do is on the 27th, I've asked all the staff to report back to work for their normally scheduled staff or their normally scheduled hours. Mm-hmm. We're not going to be open to the public until May 1st.
Okay.
And then we're basically going to get the store dusted because it's really dusty and
yeah, nobody's been here.
Nobody's been in here. So
fish are lonely.
Yeah, we're not cleaning algae. We're not doing any of the aesthetic cleaning. We're maintaining our fish, do water changes when necessary, feeding everybody.
Got it.
But we're going to put together orders, and it's like A&M up in Lansing. God love him. He brought in a bunch of inventory, and of course, this affected him because everybody slowed down. I mean, they're in Michigan. Michigan is literally shut down.
Right. That's that was a high point area for one time. So yeah.
We hope to have fish and corals being delivered from him on that Thursday, the 30th of April, in order to help us with a restart on May 1st. Will we let the public in? I don't know yet. We're going to see how everything's going. We may go to curbside.
At the beginning, okay.
Or we'll do limited access to the store. We'll limit maybe 5 to 10 people at a time.
And that's by law, that per square footage and all this calculation.
We can have like 20 people in here because we got like 3,500 square feet.
Okay.
So with staff, it's up to 20.
Got it.
I'm thinking with staff, maybe up to 10. Because once again, I'm going to weigh out what's the risk.
Yeah, risk and reward,
Because
absolutely.
I love my staff. I don't want to get them sick and put them in a position to get sick.
Absolutely.
But all my services had to be canceled. So, we do 30 to 40 appointments a week.
Right.
And so all those appointments had to be canceled. And what we had to do is that all the services that require water, so a lot of them get delivered RO water and stuff on a service basis.
Sure.
We literally, for 2 days, did nothing but supply and water deliveries at no labor cost. We just charged.
So you discounted to help
material
out.
costs just to get them the supplies they're going to need
To keep
get them through.
Well, it's about the fish and the livestock. Obviously,
Yes.
that's animal cruelty.
Yes, and we've been responding
if they don't respond to it.
style services. We've had like maybe 3 or 4 in the past couple of weeks. It's been an emergency, but I've been responding to myself directly. Once again, I don't want to expose my guys to. I'd rather do it to myself. I'll mess myself up. I'm not going to mess up myself.
Sure.
So, yeah. So it's for us. It was a hard decision, but it was really the absolutely best decision
Right.
for our instance. I know there's guys out there that's got to still keep it open because they got to crank the income one way or the other, and I respect that. I
Sure.
respect it. We're fortunate enough we weren't in that position, and I was in a position to take care of my people.
Yeah, that's
the important
incredible.
part.
Yeah.
That's the important. For me, that was utmost. I mean, I literally. I mean, you know,
For
people don't understand how hard decisions like that are. So when I finally made the decision, I had Tim, one of my service guys in front of me, and I just started crying.
wow.
And he's like, "What's going on?" I was like, "We're gonna close." And it's the hardest
Oh,
decision ever.
man.
I'm gonna start again. So I'm gonna stop.
Yeah.
It was an extreme decision to make.
Yeah, but we actually just recently announced yesterday for ours. We kept everybody as long as we could.
Yes.
And we just said that we're going to have to cut hours
Yes.
to keep going because there's no work, there's no orders, and cash flow. I mean, we're 9 years old this week. Cobalt is 9 years old, which is crazy.
Well, I've been here for 23 years now. Been
Wow.
owned for 20. And a lot of lessons have been learned over the years. You know, and it's hard. I mean, the cash flow is the biggest thing, you know, and you know, we're dipping in. I really think this shows the character of companies that people work for.
Yep.
There's companies that said, "Oh, you're out of here." You know, I've got suppliers out in LA that literally happen to work for us that go on unemployment.
Right.
So
Not to interrupt you, but you will notice.
we still answer the phone.
So they continue to answer the phone,
Yeah.
and what they do is if somebody has an emergency and says they need medication or they're out of fish food, hopefully
Yes.
only cobalt fish food,
Yes.
but they will actually meet at the door and help the person with the
Yeah.
issue. So you're not just going to, so if somebody calls and says, hey, I got an emergency, my fish are dying, I need XYZ, you're going to actually,
Yeah, come on in. We're going to take care of it as long as we're here.
right,
You know,
exactly,
We're only
exactly.
here usually until, from 9 to noon or 8 to noon. So we try to get that out. But it's like yesterday I had a gentleman message me on Facebook. His 5 foot 150 popped.
It popped?
Yeah, one of the acrylic seams started to go.
Okay.
He had nothing to do with his fish. We happened to have the size of the tank he needed in stock on the floor. I was at my house. It was like 3:30. He was telling me he's on his way. I'm like, okay, well, tell me when you're 40 minutes out, and I'll meet you there. So literally, if it's an emergency, we'll take care of it.
That's incredible.
If you really want to come in and see what kind of guppies we have, we're going to ask you to wait till May 1st. Because once
Right.
again,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. The
really not-
necessity and obviously, as I like to say, fish is the reason all. If you got to be able to have its
Yeah.
support system for
Yeah.
it. So actually, you provide a pretty good service. Obviously, one for your employees and two for the community to do what you do. That's huge.
Yeah, and we're going to keep doing as long as if we don't open up, we're going to continue to do what we can for our staff.
Wow. That's pretty generous. I got to say.
I was fortunate enough between my bankers and my accountants, they were staying on top of things. So we got into that first round of approvals. We haven't been funded yet. So we're going to, if we get our funding, that money is earmarked for the staff to pay their payroll through at least into July.
That's awesome.
So that's our goal.
And let me ask you this: once you open May, do you think business will just come back?
No.
Or it's going to trickle?
It's going to trickle in. I mean, you got your diehards. We got some absolutely beautiful, wonderful clients and customers. I mean, they're extremely supportive of us. They've stood behind us during this decision. We've gotten good response on our Facebook. A lot of miss you, love you kind of things. And so we're going to it'll start coming back.
Right.
I don't expect to be back to full bore like we were for at least 6 months to a year.
Yeah,
It's
that's
gonna take
huge.
time. Because it's all a trickle time. Just because we
Yeah.
open doesn't mean people are working.
Right.
We just
Exactly.
gotta open.
Well, the other, at least a benefit that I always see is I'm hoping people spend time at home and say, hey, I need to take care of the fish, or I'm bored, I'm going to clean that tank, or XYZ. So I know online, and this obviously is not 100% good for you, but online sales have gone up tremendously.
Yeah. Now, see, that's one other thing that we did. We have our online website, reefindy.com.
That was good.
We even shut it down. We took no orders during this time.
Wow.
And it should still be shut down. We had to open it temporarily yesterday because we had a guy from Michigan call us who was in a desperate need. He broke his overflow box and his skimmer. Don't know how, don't know what. Okay, we had both of them in inventory. We're open back up the online shop.
That's incredible.
So it went out. So if it's a need and we can take care of it.
Right, and at that point, it's a service, and it's what you do to as the fish gods keep well.
It's well appreciated icing on the cake right now.
Yes, the karma of it is as well. So, which that's pretty cool. Well, obviously, thank you for sharing all that. I mean, all the businesses out there are doing this. So,
I mean, a lot of great businesses out there that stood behind the staff. I know there's a lot of restaurants, and that's another thing we did. It's like we got restaurants that we do, right? Well, these guys are being murdered.
Oh yeah,
Even
it's
with
a shutdown.
Pickup. It's
Yeah,
a murder fest. We had one account, Pier 48, that had some invoicing. We literally wiped out $3,000 worth of invoicing.
Wow.
I know. They're not in a position and won't be for a while to take care of that. So I don't want them to worry about it.
Wait, back it up a little bit. This is you kind of sped over it, but so you wrote off your invoice of $3,000+ plus.
Yeah, it was a couple of months, 2 or 3 months worth of invoicing.
So you just said, "Hey, forgive this."
We literally went in and issued credits on all the invoicing, even the one we just got done with for March.
Wow, that
took
is
everything to zero. You know, if we can't help people, then we're in the wrong skin.
That's crazy. I mean, that's some serious money, and the pressures you have on your side, and you have the ability. Obviously, you've been a proactive owner, and not that you planned for this 1,000-year, 100-year virus.
We're in the planning stages. You know, my leases are up on this building in 5 years. I got another leases that are coming up. You know, and we're at our capacity of volume here in the store. We're pushing our space as much as we can. So we're actually, we're putting an offer in on a new building. So we have a building fund, and we've been saving money for a couple of years in this building fund. I just changed the name from building fund to Corona Fund.
Wow.
And that's what we're doing to carry us through.
Not to make light, Corona in the old days, Corona Fund really would have been Taco Tuesday.
Oh shit, yeah, we would have. But
right. Wow, that's incredible, man.
I know, there's.
And I know you're one of our biggest supporters, so you shutting down obviously affects us. It's huge.
Well, we got our last order from you guys in right as the shutdown was happening, so it's still in boxes.
Wow.
And will be processed on the 27th.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, you support us huge. And
but this is the time, if you're going to shut down or be slow, this is the time for you to do facility and plant
improvements. Yes.
Make it better so when the customers are allowed to come back and they do come back, you can just blow them away a little bit more by like, wow, what the hell did you all do?
That's a good segue. So we're going to take a little tour of your place, and you've changed things. I mean, this is pretty incredible. So is there a place you want to start, or how?
Start here. Well, we just look
all right. Look down.
First thing we did is we removed the old decking. We could have refurbished. We could have spent time ripping it apart to salvage it, but we didn't. We gave it away, and then we put in new decking. I had aisles that went all the way to the back wall, and there was 3 of them. We wanted to improve because we're maxing our space out. It got really crowded real fast. So to help the flow.
So just let's back it up. So you had 1 row,
here,
2 row,
2, and then the 3rd one, and they literally
went to the wall.
went all the way to this tank here.
Okay.
So there was a tank, so there were aisleways and they get into it. So Brandon and a couple other people, suggested we do just open it up a little bit for the flow. It helps keep people away from each other right now. So I was like, all right. So when we went to curbside, that's what we did when we reported it from 9 to noon. Everybody dedicated their time to here.
Wow.
So this is what the staff did for that first week that we were down. Is we came in here and all the staff, if you're scheduled to work, you worked on the fish room. And this was harder to do than it was when we ripped it all out and put it all back in fresh.
Huh.
We painted the ceiling, we moved the fixtures, we fixed our air system, we moved tanks into place, we moved plumbing, we installed this, you know, one of my staff's biggest complaints was work area and bagging station. So we had this, we designed this bagging station, and my good buddy Dave from Granite by Design, fabulous granite guy, Granite by Design, Dave, give him a call. He provided me with this slab. So I was fortunate he had a piece of leftover material, and I was able to get a pretty good deal on this job. So,
That is pretty sweet.
yeah, we even ran real plumbing, which was kind of cool. 'Cause
Real,
usually we try to-
yeah, you
usually,
put a
know,
bucket
we
underneath
try to-
there.
yeah, bucket, you know, but we really had running water, hot and cold, nice
Wow.
air, good faucet. So we spent a little money here, but in the long run, it's good. It's a good return on the investment. A lot more work surface, makes it a little bit more efficient for the staff to maintain the critters. And we were able to put we used to quarantine in the bottom row of our tanks.
Okay.
There were 6 tanks that Emily, our health manager, she would use. So what we did is we came back over here. Hey, this is our new beta center. Because we bring in betas now by the hundreds. So this will literally hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 66 betas right here. So between it and the other places we keep our betas, we'll always have room for the shipment to arrive.
Very cool.
Yeah, I've got like 50 of them cups across the street.
So new wall?
Yeah, we skinned off the wall, brought the metal into here.
That is incredible.
And then we tore down a wall. This is the part that's not quite finished yet.
Oh, even the back room you did.
Yeah, there was a wall here, and this sink was right here.
Oh, let me get it down.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the sink used to be here,
You moved
and we
it.
moved it. We had a plumber come in. He moved all the plumbing. We attached our plumbing into it. But this will be her new quarantine center, which Monday we'll get this all pulled out. And
But you quarantine already, don't you?
We do. A lot of the fish get quarantined out. But now, if we got fish that have
After the fact.
disease and stuff, we got a place to pull them and medicate them away from the public. Even though you can still see it because there is no door there.
Right.
You know, but
You could put a curtain maybe
Yeah,
if you wanted
It
to.
just keeps the sales floor open.
Okay.
So doing this, we really only lost 2 aquariums.
Wow.
That's it. Yeah, I was like, wow, okay. We didn't really lose a lot of holding capacity.
Wow.
But I like this a lot better. It flows better.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And you still, I mean, even with the fish supply problems,
Dude,
you still
these are
got.
going to be the healthiest fish in the world.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they're quarantined for a
Quarantined
month.
for 6 weeks. Yeah. They're eating well. We actually had to move our cribs around. These 2 right here, they started breeding and beating up everybody down in their tank. So we had to move them up in there because they kept popping babies.
Wow.
Or well, laying eggs. And so that's another thing that's happening is we got fish spawning throughout the room.
Wow. So they're definitely conditioned.
Yes, yeah, these guys
So.
are some happy fish.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible.
Yeah, we
Wow.
still have the quarantine room is full of freshwater fish right now across the street because we had a shipment ordered and it came in after our shutdown. So I
Right.
couldn't turn it around because it was coming in from overseas. So we just brought it in and we're sitting on it. But that's okay. You know, we haven't really lost any fish since this happened.
Yeah, definitely some healthy fish.
Oh yeah, there's
I
gonna be
mean-
plenty here for people to choose from when we do come back online.
That's crazy. So now the freshwater room's done. You did the
Yep.
saltwater room.
Yep.
Should we go check that out? Is there
Yeah.
anything on this side you want to show us?
We can just look at my
So-
target.
This is their
It's our
monster tank.
Yep. We got rays, big clown knives, long fish in here.
That thing is huge.
Yeah.
What is it, 2 feet or something?
Oh, at least 24 inches, yeah.
Wow.
And then my bikers. I love these guys. That's probably one of my favorite fish.
That's a big ghost knife, man. That is huge. That's 1.5 feet.
Oh, easily. And he's still a baby.
Yeah, that's going to get pretty big. And the bikers, of course.
It's one of my favorites. Very prehistoric fish.
Yeah, pretty crazy looking.
We had some real big ones in there.
You
Somebody
got the
came in and bought them.
rays. That's pretty crazy. And of course, that planted tank.
Which is all done with reef flowers.
Yeah, we appreciate that. Our
Yeah.
sister company, Reef Flowers. Obviously, the products are over there.
Yeah, you can tell it hasn't been groomed for a minute.
Yeah, well, this is, I mean, it's not bad considering nobody's touched it for a month.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool. You got some gouramis back there. Yeah, I bet you there's fish spawning in here.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. These guys are happy right now. I had. Oh, good. Let me see if I can find.
That's Esmeralda.
Yeah.
I bet you she or he. She lonely.
Yeah, we try to get her out because we're not here a lot. So
Right.
We try to get her out for about an hour.
I'm gonna look at your reef tank here. So, obviously, you got the sea rays on there. They're on the blue setting. They're on timers. So, and of course, algae's grown everywhere. Fish look pretty hungry. Whoa, sorry. There we go. In my opinion, I think the fish are probably doing better than ever since you just leave them alone. I mean, they do what they do. The only thing else to do is clean the glass. But yeah, these guys look a little hungry. Let me see if I can get some food out of here. So they happen to have this stuff lying around, which is 100% natural. Is it open on top? There we go.
It's open.
All right, so I'm going to throw some food in there for these guys. They look a little hungry.
Little?
No, it's just the food quality is so great that they're ready to rock and roll.
These guys love the cobalt pellets. Yeah, nobody's cleaned the display tanks. And
Yeah, and I was just saying it's a good thing because, you know, at the end of it.
yeah, it's not a nuisance algae. It's just algae that's growing, so we're not real concerned with it.
Right.
Dosing's getting done. Can you say hello?
Say hi.
Give me a shot.
Scared of my camera? Or the phone? All right, show us around the... So now we're in the marine side of it.
So all of these fish have been here 4 to 6 weeks now, if not longer on some of them.
So the way your store is laid out, you walk in and it's the dry goods in the middle of the store. Yeah. And then as you go to the left, it's all the marine.
Salt water. Yep. Everything to the right is the fresh water.
Yep. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep.
So all these corals been just sitting around.
They're just sitting here. Yeah.
So
we come in and we'll dose. We use the Apex to monitor everything. On our coral system, we have the Triton. So it's maintaining our chemistry for us and keeping us apprised of how our conditions are here. We had a power outage last week. We were down for about 18 hours.
Wow.
And
so you obviously ran in.
Well, yeah, we came in. Well, of course, they said it was supposed to be up like 1 o'clock in the morning, which it wasn't. So when I got here, we have a generator over in the warehouse, portable. So it was getting to the point they didn't know when it was going to be fixed. So I was getting the generator running and I was bringing it over here. And lo and behold, as soon as I got the generator ready, they were here to fix it. But I'm so glad I got it ready because it turned out one of our service accounts, their power was going to be down for 2 days. So we moved our generator and keep their fish in the refrigerator going.
So with the reef tank, obviously they need a little bit more love. But everything looks pretty decent. I mean,
sometimes it's good to just let them be. I think sometimes that we as hobbyists do too much. So
Well,
you can just
aqua engineers. I
Yes.
mean, that's part of it.
Yeah.
Kill them with kindness.
yeah. So if we can just leave them alone now and then, it's actually better for them. So, you know, and all of our lights, and this is one of the reasons why we went with the C-Ray 200. It's all integrated timing.
Right.
You know, so that's why we can walk away from this, especially this drops here, is because everything's on timer. So even when we lost the power outage, right, we got timers in there, we got to go through and reset time. These, now, they got that internal battery.
Right.
Fired up, picked up right into the middle of their
Yes,
program.
exactly.
So
That's
that was a
great.
good thing.
Yeah, that's great. So yeah, I was looking around. You got still beautiful fish.
Yep.
I mean, I wish I had a reef tank ready. Obviously, somebody needs to feed some fish here. Beyond
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
everything seems to be looking pretty good.
Yeah.
So anything on this side that you lost, or anything happened?
Got
That,
some butterflies. And we lost a couple butterflies and anthias, but those are high maintenance type fish anyways.
right. Can you flip the coral? So let's just see. We're going to check out the corals and see how they've grown or died or what. Obviously, Kevin's not done this for a while, so let's just check it out. There we go. Oh. As soon as that water shut down, there we go.
See, that's the nice thing about using the Neptune is that we're able to control everything from our phone.
Wow, these clams are pretty sweet, man. Wow, some of these corals are actually doing so nice.
Yep.
I mean, and obviously some didn't make it. You know, you can see that.
Yeah, there's a couple of them in here that didn't make it.
Yeah, but I mean, that guy's
Yeah.
doing phenomenal.
Yeah, the Blasto's doing, I mean, look at this chalice right here. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Everything's nice and fleshy.
Yeah,
You know.
I mean, that's showing the health.
Yes.
And obviously, I'll take credit for the lights.
Oh, yeah. Take it.
I mean, look at this. Wow. That thing's beautiful.
Yeah, so when we come back, we'll actually do an inventory of both rooms. And that'll give us a solid number of what actually went down.
Right.
Even though we record it on a daily basis, if needed.
That is awesome. Yeah, if I was into reefing, or actually any fish, fish, corals, fresh or salt, I would be making that appointment with you May 1st.
Yeah.
It's almost like cherry picking.
At this point, because it's been here for a while.
Wow. I got to go on the other side and check these out. There's the Seaview 40 kicking it. There we go. Yeah, that's some healthy stuff. Bubbles. And as you know, I'm not a saltwater guy, but I can definitely appreciate.
There's some nice orange hammers in here.
Yeah, I saw
Indo
that.
frog spawns. I mean, look at that frog spawn right there. It's just, boof, he's laid out. And that's one of the ones that we grow. This purple tip frog spawn is what we grow over in the quarantine.
Oh, okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, beautiful. That's crazy. So, did you do any water changes or anything at all? Or when you guys did the husbandry? Nothing.
No.
Wow.
What they do is they do what's called water exchanges. The difference is a water change, you're going to pull it and then refill it. What we have been doing here is we push and pull at the same time. So it's a little less shocking to the fish than for the corals. So they're doing, like on these systems, this is 600 gallons, is this one. So they're doing, I think this week they did a 60 or 70 gallon push pull.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's mainly just to balance the chemistry out. But, you know, with reef flower salt, you know, our parameters are staying, you know, in check.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is beautiful right there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be time for me to vacate. We got a package to ship called Landman. Man plans to ship that tomorrow. And I'll get some
Okay.
it should be sorted away. Maybe check the price out.
I see that dragon head they're trying to grow out. That's pretty sweet. And you guys can see that. That's gonna look pretty sweet one day. Well, guys, thank you for watching. This is quite an eye-opener. Obviously, they continue to take care of all their fish and everything the way they should. And if I was into any of these fish, I'd be here May 1st and setting an appointment to buy a lot of these corals and fish. But thank you guys for watching. Support your stores and your independent distributors and manufacturers, and appreciate watching. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.